Hey there, folks. Been working on a little song here. Inspired by Mr. Lemonhead Penny. It's an oldie. Originally by, well, the tune was by Ella Fitzgerald, as I recall, but it goes something like a little bit different than Ella's. It goes, you say hoagie, and I say hoogie. You say bogey, and I say hoogie. I don't know. I think it needs some more work, but I heard Lemonhead singing that song the other day. I was watching the replay, as per usual, because his show goes on for like 18 hours sometimes, and I have to watch the replay because I'm on the East Coast and I have to get in the bed and go to work the next day. But he was singing the old "You Say Potato" song, and kind of reminded me of how he always calls me Hoagie. Now, wonderful people over the years have called me Hoagie, and I hope Lemonhead continues to call me Hoagie. I like that. There's a guy in the computer lab in college. He saved my butt so many times. I would still be in the lab here 30 something years later if not for him. And he always called me Hoagie. So that's cool. We got a bunch of mail here from Lemonhead, and it's about time that we do a little show to show some appreciation. Some of it we bought, some of it he just sent. Now, you can catch Lemonhead on Tuesday nights, Thursday nights, I think Saturday nights. But most of y'all are well familiar with Lemonhead if you're watching my show, because his channel is way bigger than mine, and he puts a lot of work into it. So get over there and hit those auctions and support Lemonhead's channel. We have a lot of good auction channels in the YouTube coin community. I'm just here to talk about Lemonhead here today, though. Wasn't that long ago, really, kind of to return a favor, maybe, that kind of thing. Lemonhead sent a bunch of stuff, and Travis, we appreciate this, man. First thing up is over here. Let's take a look at under the scope. This is a round. This is not a Morgan dollar. This is one of those Liberian rounds from 2000, it says. And it looks just like the Morgan dollar, almost. And the reverse looks kind of like one of those barber style eagles. And anyway, got the S mark on there. Round, pretty fun. But he also sent this. Now this is special. This, I won't read the whole letter. It says, this is my first 001 hand-poured, hand-stamped, polished Lemonhead penny bar. It was kept and never for sale. I hope you like it, and yes, I do. Lemonhead, I would think that would be, you know, a prized possession, really. And I know since it's the first one, it's really special. And we're proud to have it here at the hobby shop. Mrs. Hoogie was very impressed with that too. It also came in a handy carrying case red sack. So we're really digging that. Now, here recently, I purchased some things. Now, I don't usually do mail calls for the things that I purchase for various reasons, but this time, this time's different. I think it's such a special purchase or two that you gotta check this out. I bought an album. It's a Dansko album of Mercury Dimes, and it was almost full. It was only lacking 4 coins in the whole thing. So for the price I paid, it I kind of felt like I was taking advantage of the auction there because no one else was bidding on it. But I don't know if you can see the coins. Let's see here. It's really hard to see. It was an early one. And of course, the 16D is missing. The 17D is still missing. There was 2 others that I filled in, but these are in decent shape, better than most of the albums that you see of Mercury Dimes. But on the second page where the dimes from the 30s and 40s are, you can see the shiners. There's, I don't know, 9 or 10 of them at least that are uncirculated, and probably more than that. And so I was really thrilled about that. I didn't have many Mercury dimes around here. I just never have gotten into them for some reason. And there you go. Probably because they don't turn up in pocket change too much. Everything turns up in pocket change, right? Yeah. Yeah, I found a buffalo nickel in the slab that turned up in pocket change. I didn't get this from Lemonhead, but hey, look at this. MS67 38D buffalo nickel, already in the slab from PCGS. No kidding. How about that? Yeah. So you never know what's going to turn up in pocket change. So, hey, that thing's probably worth, $18,000 or something. We also, on the same auction, we picked up a Morgan dollar. And this one is an 1878 Morgan dollar, and it's in uncirculated condition, probably MS62 and very possibly MS63. If I were to send it off and get it graded out, if I sent it to Annex or ICG, it would probably grade out at like MS67 plus. I don't know, but realistically MS62 or 3. So you can see the S mint mark down there. Got lots of luster. It's got great detail, and this thing is, we've done a show, at least one, before about the reverses of the 1878 Morgan dollar, and we love Morgan dollars around here. This one, let me grab a toothpick. Special thanks to Waffle House for the toothpicks. Now, as we know, there's 3 main reverses, unless you count the 1921s, and I don't bother with the 1921s. They're just not very valuable. The A reverse is only from Philadelphia, right here. The tip top of the wing, where that I for In God We Trust would be touching the wing. Be the west wing, and that's easy to remember because the first Morgan dollar went to the president, and he works where? In the west wing. All right, but that would have been a Philly. This is not a Philly, so we don't worry too much about that. On the next checkpoint is over here at the A on the east wing, and the A would be touching the east wing like it is on this one. And yep, that's what we would expect to see on a 78 from San Francisco. The third checkpoint, which will affirm our conclusion that this is a B reverse. Remember, our B checkpoint is over here checked out. We got arrow feathers down here that are straight. Okay, straight arrow feathers, and touching A equals a B reverse. And that's exactly what we expect. Now, what we're looking for, keep this in mind when you're looking at 78 S's like this. The better VAMs, that is the die varieties that are worth the most, would be from those that have what they call the long knock. And you say, Hoagie, what in the world is a long knock? Well, if you look here, you can see this. By the way, this coin looks, this big one here, it looks like it's been dipped. It's got no luster at all, but it's got a lot of good detail. You can see the arrow feathers down low. There's one in the middle that sticks out beyond all the other feathers, and it's really the knock or the shaft of that arrow. So it's called the long knock, and it is in contrast to this one, which is the short knock, which you can see the arrow feathers are all in a line like the one that I bought from Lemonhead. Okay, so short knock is on the right, this coin here, and the long knock is over here. It's hard to see sometimes because sometimes if they get damaged and whatnot, and in lower grades, the knock may actually take a hit. But keep that in mind. That's long and short knock. Let's take a look over here if we can, and I may foul things up badly here, or as Paul Harvey would say, deucedly. Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back to here. Hopefully you can see this is Vam World. Vam World has been resurrected, and I'm really glad of that. Lemonhead actually turned me on to that. I knew that last summer they were going out, their wiki page was expiring. But they're back, and if you can see this, you can see this, the second column of this chart has 78p, 78p, a lot of varied varieties on 78p. This is the top 100 Morgan Vams, and these are the ones that are worth, you know, your attention. Like a lot of coins, including the Lincoln cents, there's Morgan varieties that are so obscure and common that nobody even really cares about them. There are hundreds of VAMs out there. VAM, of course, refers to the initials of the two guys that put all this together, Van Allen and Malice. So, and like I always say, in the absence of malice, they would be called Vaz. So keep that in mind. We'll look at the 78S right here. That's what we got. And we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 VAMs, and they're all long knock. So, to the smart investor, the cherry picker, the person who wants their collection to grow in value, those are the ones that you're going to seek out, is those with the long knock. All of these here, there's one more up here. All those, and you might not can see what I'm highlighting, but all of those that say long knock at the beginning of the description of the VAM 26, 27, 56, 57, and so forth, those are the ones that are going to be the more valuable at resale. Particularly if you get them certified. So let's go back to here, and I'm still here. Hopefully you guys saw all that. Lemonhead also threw in a couple of freebies just for fun, and we'll look at those real quick. There's a satin dime, 10 cents, beautiful. Looks like it's right out of a satin mint set. That's a Denver. And we also have a 63. This is a silver proof, so that's really cool. I don't have any silver proof Roosevelt dimes from the 60s. So very cool stuff right there. I'll put this guy back up here. So keep in mind, folks, the 78S is it has all this going on. There's one more thing about 78S, and I usually don't mention it because it can be confusing, but this one is actually a very good example. You can see the middle of the eagle's breast. The eagle's breast on this coin has a nice concave shape, and that is typical of the B reverse. The B reverse was born out of the higher relief of the A reverse, and yeah, one point was that high point right in the middle of the eagle's breast here, that that it would not stack well, and it would wear excessively right there, right off the bat. And so the B reverse made a concave eagle's breast. So when you're checking them out at the the coin show, the LCS, or wherever you're buying your coins, remember your A, B, C's. When you're doing the B's, you can also check the concave shape of the eagle's breast. There are other elements too. They're a lot harder to see on the obverse side, and we won't fool with all that right now. But special thanks to Lemonhead for having a great auction, and sending some great stuff over here to Hoagie's Hobby Shop. You can bet old Hoagie really does appreciate it. Travis, we'll see you around. Drink your cranberry juice, bud. It's good for you. It's very good for urinary tract health. So I'm Hoagie. This is the Hobby Shop. We'll see you hares next time.